take my breath away and make it last forever, babe. Do it now or never, babe. We don't need permission to take.
The following program is rated TVMA. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Yo, what it do, everybody, man? What's going on? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, man. It's Wednesday. It's time to talk some wrestling, man. You guys obviously been seeing me doing the watch alongs and beyond 11:30, but we back at it on this Wednesday, you guys, to talk some pro wrestling commission talk edition, man, for real. Yo, man, we are live here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, you guys, man. If you're new to the show and you haven't done so already, I don't know what you're waiting for. As usual, man, do me a huge favor, hit the like button down below, share, follow, and subscribe, and definitely hit the notification bell so you can be notified when the 11:30 podcast, man, is live. All right, man, we are live. Like I said, it's commission talks. I got my guy Warren Marlowe right here joining with me, and we gonna bring on my guy. What's going on? The host of Buzzing with Marlowe. What's going on, man? Happy Wednesday.
Hey man, happy Wednesday. It's almost that midweek. That's the best part of the week.
yeah, man. We was just talking before we went live, man. Long day, obviously relaxing, playing some 2K, man. I definitely got to get me a copy. I see a lot of people online, man, playing it. I get jealous a lot when I see it. A lot of people playing it. I'm just like, man, I got to get my hands on the game, man. For real,
yeah,
like,
man.
It's so many cool features.
I got paid. I was like, man, because I thought if you bought the original one too, it would work. And I'm like, isn't it supposed to come out this week? And I was like, oh, if you pre-order it, you get it early. So I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna do it for the first time ever. I'm gonna get one of the newer copies. I didn't get the Bloodline one. I got the Taker one. And
okay.
the thing that I think the weirdest thing is when you do buy it, because obviously the Xbox that I have, you don't get the disc. So I have the Series S. So even if I bought the Taker one, you play the game, it shows Roman Reigns' thing. So it's all kind of the same concept, but I mean it's a fun game. Definitely recommend.
Hey, I know it. Hey, look here, I know it. I don't remember the last time I pre-ordered it.
I'm down behind sitting here playing a video game for about 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, it's doing something because I don't play video games this long anymore.
Yo, what's going on, my guy? Yeah, I don't remember the last time I pre-ordered it. So definitely, I think the week after next or something, I'm gonna definitely grab a copy or head to the Xbox store and just go ahead and download it and just play it the next day whenever it feels downloaded. So
swallow that pride, one. Just go ahead and get it out.
Yeah, man. So many videos out there, man. So yeah, I know that's exciting, man. Wrestling is definitely exciting right now. It's a bunch. We definitely gonna get into everyone, man. That's chiming in. Here on the show, Buzzing with Marlowe, and of course here at the 11:30 podcast. Join the live chat, man, and definitely we gonna get into stuff, man. Where do we start at, man? For real. Actually, let's dial it back for a minute, and let's go back to actually last Friday night, man. Last Friday night, I was doing the watch alongs, man, and for me particularly though, SmackDown has been a little bit. I don't know. It just been a little bit like dragged out for some, for me though, for the last couple of weeks though. But this particular episode of SmackDown this week, one big thing really stole the show, man. Really stole the show. And it was the segment between Bianca and Naomi. And I think something happened in the segment, and I believe you said it too. Where Naomi actually, came out and said, "Yo, man, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. I did it, Bianca, and I did it for you." Now, I don't know if you said that's how that was gonna go or whatever, but in that moment, I was like, "Yo, do you feel like Bianca still got a hand in this though? That like, do you feel like Bianca asked Naomi to attack her? Because I don't think Naomi just did it on her own though. But however, though, the dramatic scene that played out
Yeah,
on Friday Night SmackDown.
that was really good.
Cause boy, I was sitting there glued to the TV, and I showed Bay, man, and she was like, "Well, damn, I want to see the match. I don't even watch wrestling, and I want to see it." And that's what it's about right there. And
That's how you get
because
that
just
natural audience in there, man.
yeah,
You get that one little sprint. That's the
just
thing, man. This is something that really. This is something I think that WWE's got to the T. Is
mm,
they grab everyone. And it's
mm,
not just a wrestling audience. They can grab people that love at 12 o'clock every single week. There is some of these shows that represents the old Jerry Springer. Drew Carey used to have one of his little couple of shows. And of course, the way that they've got it with the people that are in this segment, they're obviously going to grab more of a viewership off of a concept of, oh, let's have a conflict of it. Oh, what can be the topic of it? Oh, Bianca. Let's find out. Hey, we've been saying it for a long time. We want to see Bianca as a heel. Let's tease it. Let's give them what they want, but not give them what they want. We make you think, oh, Bianca's been a part of this from day one. You get
mm,
this. And that's where I think it shakes the whole roster, shakes up the whole mindset going, wait, Bianca didn't know about this? Like,
mm,
we really doing this right now? And then you got the concept of what Jade comes in. I think this has been great for Jade because now Jade is finally getting that rocket where this is a whole new momentum because at least at first it was good with her being on the tag. It was a cool concept, but then it got stale. It got too much, and it was like, all right, bro, we need to see what's gonna happen next. But in a way, this segment right here is going to do it for the person that did it for Bianca because she's needed something since she's came back. And I think
mm.
we can really dive in and let Naomi really what's the words we've been using since Triple H is running? Let them cook.
Yeah.
Naomi is going to be able to serve up a new type of stew, a new type of filet mignon, whatever kind of concept you want with this. I'm more dialed in right now with this because when I was watching this, I felt like we're getting another segment of Total Divas again.
Oh
That's
wow.
where I felt like when you got with this. So, and I knew for a fact you were going to grab the female audience just from this segment alone.
Mm, mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what happened. I think Naomi didn't sell crap when Jade come out. I got that concept a little bit with it. But I'm curious what's gonna all happen, especially knowing that Bianca is in the main for the women's title match. So I'm where all this is about to go is going to be interesting.
Yeah, man. All right. Before I say what I was just about to say, I when Bianca came out there, I was like, okay, she's in black. I noticed that she didn't come out there all bouncy, then
Yep.
twirl her hair, and then out comes Naomi. She's in black too. And I'm like, okay, like what's going on here? And I think, man, all the little details ever since that whole Rock shit, man, doing the 1, 2, 3, John Cena line. I think you got to pay attention to every little small detail, and I think it matters though. You might not see it now, but it really matters though. And you know the emotion, the that Bianca was like, man, tell me. And Naomi was deflecting the whole time, like, well, look here, we worrying about something else. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, Naomi. Like, is you going to go ahead and say it? And she's
Rushing
like, I did it.
over. Hey, you just
I,
say it. Just say
just say it. I did it for you, Bianca. And I was like, yo, hold up, wait a minute. This remind me of Rikishi. He was like, look here, I
Bro,
did it
did
for
you
The
see
Rock.
the shorts where they actually
Yes,
put
yeah,
Naomi's face
yes.
on Rikishi? I was like, this is spot on.
Yeah, I
I
did
mean,
it.
in a way though, but and you could just tell like where these storylines are coming from, but they've got a way to twist it and make
Mm-hmm.
it something very compelling, make it to where you go on USA Network, which I'm not gonna knock it, but I'm not a big guy that watches any shows off of USA other than the WWE. So it's
Yeah.
like when you see this, it's going to grab every type of audience that's got on it and stuff like that. So I think they did it very freaking well. And
Yeah,
that
the
just
second.
still goes to tell, man, hey man, you could refresh something and twist it and just make a whole new concept.
Yeah.
Like now, where are we gonna get with Bianca? Where are we gonna go with, with Jade? Like what's gonna happen with Naomi? They're all gonna get something apart just based off of this segment.
Yes, yes. My guy, yeah, that segment was emotional. Devin, what's going on, my guy?
Uh,
I feel like Bianca, obviously, she's having a matchup with EO, and oh my goodness, the segment that they had on Raw where it was Bianca and Rhea, you know, she came on out of there,
a lot more
and
twists.
they just kept pushing EO just to the side though. And to be honest with you, that's how it really was. Nobody thought EO was gonna win that
I
world
said it.
championship match.
I said it.
Nobody
I
thought that.
remember when Bianca won the Elimination Chamber match. I sat there and was like, I'm gonna feel so bad. I mean, I like how they added EO in,
Hmm.
but I was gonna feel bad for EO if EO lost on Monday. And
Yeah.
the biggest the biggest craziest thing that you could think right there, man. I mean,
Do you think
Rhea lost
Bianca,
on
oh
Raw.
Naomi, acted alone? No, I don't. I don't think she acted alone. That's what I'm saying. Like Jade Cargill is a big woman, and Naomi was like saying like, "I did it for you. I did it for you." You feel me? So I think it's really more to it.
They can tie
Also,
it
another
in with
thing.
the
Oh,
bloodline. They can
oh,
tie this a
oh,
lot. And
hear me out.
honestly, they can
Another
bring
thing.
Tamina back. It could be Naya. I
Yeah, I think
mean,
Tamina is.
there's
I think yeah, I think Tamina hung it up though. But it could happen though. One thing I thought was another interesting too. If she did it to Jay Cargill and then she meant to push her
who's
harder,
next.
then why did she run? Why did she run? Why she just didn't stand 10 toes down and just bop bop bop? You know, like just stand on business though. But she ran though. So I feel like Bianca got a little hand into this though.
If
You know,
anything,
and
they got
and
like a little heel faction for a
yeah,
women's standpoint.
yeah.
It could be a lot of interesting parts.
Maybe, and then also I feel like they're gonna make the match a triple threat match between Rhea, Bianca, and
Give me a triple threat.
Io. Though, yeah,
Come on, man.
look at man, I like triple threats, man. Ain't nothing wrong with triple threats, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but three ways
you know,
you can't keep them going. You can't keep
yeah,
them
yeah,
going. You
yeah.
gotta get that one special. That one
I
special.
get it. Triple H is real good with misdirection when it comes to storytelling.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
grabs your attention.
yeah. It did.
Like what we just said, man. Like you can think what's the most common thing that people want to watch on TikTok, on any social media or something like that is interaction with it's not a communication thing where anyone could agree on. They want to watch arguments. They
Hmm.
want to watch people that quote unquote scrap. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that could dial in for this. Honestly, this segment could help the women's division
I think it
outrageous.
did. I think it really did, man. Just they went in on that,
They
like
went on this and they
it
said we're taking this to the damn top.
yeah.
We're not just gonna give you a midway sample, whatever. And the funny thing is, they didn't do a lot. That's the funniest part when we're talking about
No,
this
it was just
segment is a very basic storyline.
yeah.
They knew how to act it, they knew how to tell it, and they didn't have to do so much to
No,
give
they
you
didn't.
what was going with the concept.
It
I
was just a
love the fact
question.
when she announced it. I love the
Yeah.
fact that after that, Bianca went up the ramp, started crying. Like this was the first time we've actually seen Bianca in a compelling thing regarding with this. I remember
Hmm.
I made this I made this suggestion a long time ago. I said, since Bianca and Naomi have been tagging, Bianca looks happier. I remember when it went to the Jacksonville house show. Bianca was dancing. Bianca was smiling. Bianca was matching Naomi. They were
Hmm.
just looking like, hey, this is the best friends that are being tagged. This ain't just somebody, quote unquote, to be a dominant tag team. This is my best friend. We are having fun. And then
Yeah.
when you see her and Naomi, or when you saw her and Jade, they weren't smiling. They weren't
Yeah,
like going
it was
around.
it
So
was more
that could
so
even be a twist in there with it as well.
it
Like
it, it, it
Bianca was ready to have fun
yeah.
instead of, this. So there's a
Bianca's
lot of things that could go with that.
Bianca's attitude with Jade was more so like, okay, I'm the
It was getting
I'm
to
the
that point, like jealousy.
I'm the what was it like, I'm her chaperone more so like I'm taking care of her to get her ready, so y'all all wanted to see us go one on one or team up, here you go basically. But Naomi and Bianca, yeah, you definitely could tell they was having fun. Devin says Bailey, perhaps though. Bailey
Yeah.
helped it, Naomi, man,
I
we
don't
already
know.
know Bianca don't like Bailey.
Bailey's too much on Roxanne right now. So I mean,
Yeah, but I
it,
don't even
it
think
can be
she.
interesting. Like I said, this thing doesn't just do justice for those three women that were in this segment. This right here can tell that women can really get some storylines. And
Hmm.
it's a very basic storyline. It's not the typical, oh, my boyfriend type scenario. They put Bianca with this. Like, Bianca was the boyfriend in this one.
Yeah,
So it
man, it
was
was.
good. It was
Yeah,
good.
it was definitely good, man. It had me on the edge of my seat, man. Just seeing it,
They brought MTV
play.
back without bringing MTV back.
Yeah, man. Like it was a different type, man. I was like, yo, man, they are really hitting on all cylinders, man, because it was like elimination chamber, boom, that was crazy. You come over to Monday Night Raw, EO wins the championship. Wow, SmackDown comes out.
That's
I
crazy.
did it for you, Bianca. I'm like, okay. Then this past Raw, which we're gonna get into in a minute, it's just like, man, back to back to back to
Bro, they
back.
could even
Things are
have
just.
Rhea involved in this storyline because now Rhea is very
But
vulnerable since she
but
lost the
also
title.
though, we were supposed to. I ain't gonna say we were supposed to, but at WrestleMania 39, when Rhea won the Royal Rumble, we all thought that Rhea was gonna go after Bianca, but instead she went after Charlotte. So this is kind of like we gonna rewind it back, but then they threw EO in it too, because I mean, like, look at it, we all doubted EO. That just says, look
I
here,
did.
don't doubt her
I
not
did.
one bit at all anymore.
That's
But
why I kept
I
saying she
love.
was going to win the Rumble because I was like,
Yeah,
there
she's
was
a
no
favorite to win next
compelling
year too.
story. There was no compelling story for any female that was in that Rumble because I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't. I remember we talked about it on here a couple of times, especially on the preview show that we were talking about our predictions. I just said I didn't know if there was anyone that can match up with Rhea at that WrestleMania caliber. So I
Yeah.
think that's what they were going with is, you know, Rhea dominated everybody, like
Mm.
literally. But the story was told that Io was the one that Rhea could never beat. And Io did it. Io proved it to you on Monday Night Raw. Like, hey, this is me. Like,
Mm.
so it's going to be a really interesting thing. I'm excited to see what they're going to keep going with the long call on this. like you said, man, I don't think it's just these three that this segment did justice for. I think they did it for the whole women's locker room. I
Hmm.
mean, it's
Man,
gonna be
look
interesting.
here. I
It's
tell
gonna
you
be
one thing.
interesting.
I say it a lot, man. The women are definitely like the women have they better than the men damn near half of the time. For real, for real. The
We're
women
back. We're
just
back in that era that it's Charlotte, Becky, Sasha,
hmm
Bailey, Alexa Bliss, all them girls that were cooking at that first years at NXT.
yeah,
We
yeah,
got it back. And not
yeah.
even more of that, the NXT women's locker room is the best locker room in women's wrestling
Shout
right
out
now,
to Stephanie Vaquer. She the NXT
bro.
Women's Champion and North American Champion too. So
I didn't think they were
yeah,
gonna do that one. I did not. I think the fact that Stephanie won this
I
one
thought it was
is
interesting that
telling
they did
you
that.
how she is dialed in right now because they really wanted Julia, whatever her name is, to be the big main star. The way they brought her in and everything like that, but I think Stephanie just gave an aura to herself when she got there,
Yeah, she
and
did. And
I think it took over the what they really wanted with Julia.
yeah, and I think also that I said it before, which I'm pretty sure it may play a factor into it, but I'm pretty sure the language barrier is probably keeping her from a certain point. Because I'm like, wow, they just put the NXT Championship, Women's Championship on her, and the same thing goes for Stephanie with the North American title, and then they had title for title, and then had
You had your
Stephanie win
North
that. So
American
that was
champion beat the
yeah,
heavyweight champion. That's
yeah.
unheard of
All
on
right.
NXT.
While we talking about NXT, you guys, we gonna move on from Naomi and Bianca. More on that story in the coming weeks, though. But NXT, of course, was at the Madison Square Garden in the theater this week, man, and was definitely off the chain, as we mentioned. Of course, Stephanie Vaquer winning the NXT Women's Championship and still the North American Women's Championship. Not only that, we saw the Hardy Boys did their thing, man, retaining their TNA Tag Team titles, and also we saw the matchup that I think a lot of us been wanting to see for a while, including myself, though. Oba Femi, man, right before Oba Femi came out, man, what do you think about him getting the nod, man, getting the love from the GOAT, the Undertaker?
Just like what you just said. Who else got it?
Mm,
Who else got the nod when he was a
yeah,
rookie? And what happened with him? I mean, that's simple as that. That's what that reimagination was. And this is where they're telling, like, hey, I love how you could tell this is not the same NXT that we used to see, and it's good. This ain't like a watered down NXT. I remember I kept saying, I got it. Everybody loved Gargano, Ciampa, and all them. But it wasn't that NXT aura like we remember when we got the Finn, Samoa Joe, and all them. They had very big shoes to fill. This NXT roster right now would get so much more press. I am wanting them to get when it comes to Survivor Series or something like that. I want this NXT roster added into the main roster to do a NXT versus Monday
that'll be
Night
dope.
Raw, SmackDown, stuff like that, because they are not just a developmental brand
They should have kept that
anymore.
going. They should have kept that
Anymore.
going, man. That was that
Boy,
was that was one of the funnest Survivor Series too.
I want to say this right now. I was not the mask guy that was on Monday Night Raw, guys.
You
Hate
sure?
to
Because I
burst
was like, yo.
everybody's bubble. I hate to burst it. I was not there.
uh,
I
you
was
think
not
Chad
there.
Gable
I will
attacked Rey
show
Mysterio and
everyone's.
Dragon Lee in the match against the New Day? Yo, it was real crazy because Chad Gable was like, "It's not me."
I don't know if it was Chad because everybody kept saying I made myself my way out there in Madison Square Garden. So I don't know.
Man, you sure you ain't catch a flight out there real fast, man, and just hurry up and back?
Not in New York right now. It's too cold still
Man,
over there.
I was out for a minute. I was like, "That's Warren. I know it is."
Right. And you don't know how many people messaged me asking me if I was on WWE.
Yeah, who was it?
Then I had some of them saying, "Man, you better sue them and get your royalties." Because I didn't know what was going on. I was at work. Everybody and my phone just like instantly blew up, like 30 messages. My mom even messaged me. She's like, "When were you gonna tell me you were on WWE?" I was like, "That's not me."
Yeah. What do you think it is then? Once Gable was like, yeah, because I was like, Gable, come on, man, stop
I
bullshitting
don't
us,
know,
man. You
man.
knew
We
it
got
was
a
you.
picture of it. I mean, he kind of did look like me a little bit, but
Yeah, but
I don't know.
yeah,
Gable's
but
more
you already
tanner than me.
confessed. You already confessed that you wasn't it, so it ain't you.
I
It
don't
ain't you.
know. Hey, hey, we don't know, man.
We gonna keep the American prodigy out of this one.
Naomi said, it's just she did it. She did it for Bianca. We'd
Did you
say
do it?
Bianca
Did you do it
did
for
it.
Chad?
I don't know.
You
Can't
did it
do
for
it to
American
Ray now. I
Made.
can't do it to Ray.
Are you the new member of American Made?
I don't know. Time
Oh
will tell.
shit! Oh
Time
man,
will
that's
tell.
going on. Yeah,
Maybe
man.
that's why. Maybe that's why he wore the long sleeve hoodie and all that. Cover up the pasty
Yeah,
skin. I don't know. I don't know. Who
maybe,
knows?
maybe. Yeah, but
Who knows?
that was interesting. We'll figure out in the coming weeks who was actually behind that mask,
We can put
man.
an X
Or
on that one though.
yeah,
We got.
definitely.
He's out.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. The big
AP is
matchup.
only good. He can't do bad.
Yeah.
Can't do bad.
The big match took place yesterday, actually last night, on NXT for the NXT Championship, man. Moose finally getting his big opportunity, man, not just on NXT, but in Madison Square Garden at the theater, live on a big platform. And I thought, like I just mentioned, before the matchup, Obafemi getting that nod from The Undertaker, I thought was dope, man, because Obafemi, man, is definitely a guy to be reckoned with, especially when he come up to the main roster. He was included in one of the breakout tournaments at NXT, and I was like, well, I think I had another guy winning, but then when I saw Oba, man, I was just like, dude, this dude, like this dude just got it, man. Like he's dope, man, and he got the confidence to go with it. And we've seen a lot of guys who were in NXT and they transition over to the main roster, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and it may not go the same. Like for example, Carmelo Hayes, which I'm a big fan of, and I'm just like, what the hell is they doing with him? But on the other hand, you see guys who transfer over from NXT to the main roster. They start them, just keep rising though. How do you feel about that with Moose? I mean, excuse me, with Obafemi. And after this, what you think could be next for Moose down the line, potentially joining WWE? Because obviously we got Jordan Grace here in WWE as well.
Moose is wanted. He's waiting to sign the contract, and I think this really got him. I think this got his interview to be like, all right, man, let's sign this guy.
Mm.
I think the thing about Oba, there's another wrestler that was named Walter, but changed his name into Gunther. Oba reminds me of an old school, just smack you in your mouth type of guy. He doesn't have to do too much. He can get you to care about him. In a way, for y'all's audience standpoint, this introduces a, a person into watching pro wrestling, be like, hey, man, a guy that looks like me is winning championships and stuff like that. So this was a real big representation match. This was to show, hey man, this is a good old school compelling thing. They didn't go too over the top. I'm still shocked at how much weight that Moose lost compared to I remember seeing him in Tampa, working with Natty and stuff like that. He's there every weekend. So there was only time I knew that he was going to be getting a chance in WWE because I mean you're training with Natty repetitively and stuff like that. And I remember I used to I said it on here. I don't like him being the X Division champion, but dude, he represented, and this is the first time I can say we're bringing some other brand into another product's name, and it's not just to be like, hey, my guy just beat your guy type thing, but they are showcasing TNA. They are showcasing them. And I think
Yeah.
this has been the most positive thing in a
Mm-hmm.
long time when it
I
comes to
agree.
another brand coming to WWE
I agree.
and getting representation.
Mm.
Look at the numbers. TNA is getting numbers on Thursday now. TNA is not just this Impact show that's on a TV guide on the very top of the screen. They are finally getting that notice.
I want to say one thing real fast though, and I think
Okay.
it's best for business for
Yes.
WWE to work with TNA. You know, one thing that hurt it the
WWE
wrestling,
is not that anchor that we are used to anymore.
yeah,
WWE is not just WWE versus pro wrestling. It
yeah,
is pro wrestling and WWE, and we have
yeah.
never ever have seen that before.
Yeah, and one thing that hurt it the wrestling scene in 2001, which when WWE purchased WCW, you know, it was good to have competition around, you know, and keep you guys on your toes. And of course, Vince McMahon, you know, at the time, you know, you having Eric Bischoff beat you for 82, 83 weeks in a row. Of course, you want to put them out of their misery. They tried to do the same thing to you, so hey, you know, I understand it, but I think now it's really important to have
They were
other,
messing up his storylines.
yeah,
That part I think
yeah,
was a little
it's
bit too much.
yeah, it's
Like
very important to have other wrestling promotions around because yeah, WWE is on fire right now. But you know, like we remember in 2019, 2020 in a way in the beginning, and AEW was just coming out. Every AEW was like, oh, everybody was on AEW, you know, like, and then now TNA is coming up here, so it brings out the best. I feel like in everyone because it's like, and I know WWE at
everyone
that
is
time they
getting a
was like, yo,
shot.
this shit sucks, and they over there, they the new. They the new kid on the block. AEW, hey, they doing good. You know, they doing good. We remember TNA. You know, they doing well too. But now things are flipping around, and I think just at this period of time, wrestling is just beautiful, really,
And the
really
funny
beautiful.
thing is, I like how you said that. AEW shitted on this. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
we
and of
want to be
course,
real. Like, when AEW did a joint pay per view with TNA, I literally said this is going to suck. Everybody got mad at me. Oh my God, we're going to get fantasy match, fantasy match, fantasy match.
nah,
What
not at all.
TNA person got anything off of that
Nothing,
AEW platform?
nothing.
Except, hey, my champion go over there and get beat by a little rookie because they were in New Japan. Oh, they are on AEW. We're gonna put them over the roof. That is the person that's gonna get it. They're
Yeah,
losing
nobody.
on WWE, but and they are getting that showcase. Look at Jordan Grace.
Jordan
Jordan Grace
Grace.
got the opportunity right now. I remember if you think about it 3 years ago, I say about 3 years ago, Jordan Grace, she would not be signed by WWE right now. If it was the Jordan Grace 3 or 4 years ago, absolutely not. She was
Hmm.
lax in promos. Her voice sounded too damn manly. She was not that great in the ring. She wasn't these little presentation. But now Jordan
Hmm.
Grace has got a whole new nostalgia to herself. She's got a stardom written on her. She's got an opportunity just based off of a Royal Rumble that gave her a whole stratosphere when it came to that. Because then the craziest thing is when she got into the Rumble, not only you bring in notice to the Women's Knockouts Championship, but now you're seeing who's this girl because you've never seen her on WWE. You've never seen this person. And to see what they've gotten with these people, man, I'm telling you, man,
Yeah,
this
they
is going
done.
to be the most
They
positive thing ever in
yeah.
pro wrestling.
Yeah, they WWE has done more for TNA than AEW could
You
even
can tell Triple
fathom, you
H is
know.
dialed in on if you got talent, we're going to give you that chance. And I think Shawn Michaels is getting into that
But
concept.
you know another thing, they already I think they already knew, like, it's massive talent down there. But it was just when I think it was what was it, last year? I think so. At the beginning of last year, when they went back to TNA, you know, they would Impact Wrestling for a minute, and when they went back to TNA Wrestling, and then they celebrated, I think 1,000 episodes, they picked up a whole lot of momentum right there, whole lot of momentum, and then you know the whole Joe Hendry thing happened.
They just needed a
And
platform. They just
yeah,
needed a platform, and they got it.
yeah,
They
and
got
things
it.
just started rolling too. Things just started rolling for him, and of course, you know, with you know, people getting released, seeing them for the first time in TNA, whether that's that, and then of course, you know, the relationship with WWE, NXT, and TNA. So yeah, man, they has done wonders for them guys like Moose. We even seen Frankie Kazarian at one point on NXT. Jordan
Who would have
Grace, as
thought
you
that?
mentioned,
Who would have thought that?
Rosemary. You know, just a couple of people, man. So I dig it all the way, man. And look, one thing I want to mention before we move on, Elias. You know, now he goes by Elijah. You know, made his debut a couple of weeks ago on TNA, which I thought was the wildest shit, man. Because I was the first to say, yo, like, Joe Hendry reminds me of Elias. Like, why does he though? And then out comes fucking. Out comes both of them though. Like, that is crazy, man. Like, wow. Okay.
We got Fandango came back,
Yeah.
and he was the
Yeah.
character that he is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what they're doing.
The
because this
Rascals.
is also getting exactly. They're giving opportunity of like, hey man, you wanted this into the WWE moniker. We're gonna give you that shot. We're gonna give you that chance. The Hardy Boys. They were just on AEW like not even half a year ago. Now they're back in WWE. They just won last night. Like, that part was a shocker to me because I was like, they've been building this tag team Faxium like they're the greatest tag team on the planet right now.
And no bullshit they have though.
And they had them lose to the Hardys. I'm like, whoa, that one struck me different. I was like, oh, okay.
Do you think? Oh yeah. Do you think Finn is going to win or nah? Personally, I think so.
Finn's about to get a refresh button. Finn's about to get a whole refresh.
Well, I think Finn is definitely going to lose this match this coming Monday. Yo, before
Finn's
I definitely get in,
cook though.
I'm
quote this right now. After WrestleMania, we're going to see a lot more of Finn.
Yeah, this is my prediction real fast because I want to say maybe two things real fast. Actually, the first one, it's crazy that next week's Monday Night Raw is going to be going on at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Monday. That's crazy.
I'll actually be able to watch it.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right, second one though. Finn Balor, man, he definitely needs something, and I think the biggest thing that he could really do, because you kind of like been seeing it play out on Monday Night Raw between Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, where Finn Balor would look at Dom and then straight face like, man, get the fuck out of my face, like he don't really trust him, and Dominic sort of been doing the same thing, but doing it a little bit smoother though. So I feel like at WrestleMania we're gonna get Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor is gonna win. Finn Balor is going to win because of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, it's all going to play into line with how initially Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan got together. So I feel like Finn Balor is going to win. Finn Balor is going to have Liv Morgan by his side, and they're going to go off and do whatever they're going to do. And then Dominic Mysterio, when I tell you, Dominic Mysterio is going to be the breakout superstar probably in the second half of 2020. 5 we in right now. Yeah, so I feel like he's definitely
5 years. Go
yeah.
back 5 years. Let's not go back to that one.
Yeah, so yeah, I think definitely Dominic is gonna break out, but Finn Balor needs something, man. He definitely does.
I don't necessarily think he needs it. I think they're doing the little, like what we talked about, man.
But how is it that he was the guy?
It's not the fact we're looking for the segments anymore. You're looking for those little ass
the moments. Yeah, but how is it that he's the guy throughout the whole Judgment Day who, when the Judgment Day was, created, obviously Edge, they kicked out Edge.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Yep.
kicked out Edge though, but then the rise of Rhea Ripley, the rise of Damian Priest, and Finn Balor just like he just got stuck there, and it's like Dominic is in a neutral position, but he's still rising at the same time because obviously he went from Mommy to Liv Morgan, and try to go back to Mommy for a minute, but he back with Liv Morgan, and just Finn Balor is just at this level where it's just like he's not exceeding to and a lot of people thought he was going to actually win that match against Seth Rollins in that qualifying match, and people was going like, yo, what are they doing with Finn? And I'm like, what are they doing with Finn? But yeah, I feel like it's something that could change in a
It's
direction
gonna
that
be
could
different.
really with Finn.
I don't say championship. I mean, he might get one. I think Finn might get one before it's all said and done. But I like what they're doing with this because now, like you just said, bro, we want a chance for Finn. We've been
Mm,
waiting for it. Triple H is doing that introduction standpoint and be like, hey, let's see what the fans want. Let's see what they're looking at. Let's see what they visualize in this. Okay, we got Finn here. I don't think it's at WrestleMania though. I think it's after WrestleMania because right now there's too many damn storylines you don't want to add any more into it. I feel like this is one that you're gonna get a teaser, the Raw before WrestleMania, and it's not going to be responded until after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, stuff like that. It's not like a very big mainstream storyline, but it's also something that it's like a flow of a show. What we've been saying numerous times, there's certain types of matches that just helps you continue with the show. This is one of those ones that's like, hey, I can still not hit fast forward on a DVR. This is one of the ones I can look at and be like, hey, I'm curious about this guy.
mm,
I'm pulling for Finn. Even though he's a bad guy, I'm pulling for Finn to get
yeah,
something.
yeah, we all pulling for Finn, man. We want something really big for Finn, but he just haven't reached
Now
that
you gotta get
moment in
that
some
small
time.
stuff first. You gotta get the
Yeah, yeah,
small
yeah.
stuff
And
before you get
I
the
don't even
big.
think it's a championship he need. I just think he just needs to get it's that
I
moment. Like
think
you
it's
said, it's
coming.
gonna take that
It's coming.
moment and it's gonna be like, oh, there you go. That's what we've been waiting for. But yeah, man, hopefully
When
it all
this
comes together.
happens, like you just said, Dominic's gonna be a breakout star. It's gonna be the most groundbreaking thing that you're gonna see Dominic as a baby face again. That's gonna
That's
be the part that people are just gonna be like, "Whoa, did I
mm,
boo this guy where he couldn't talk half a year ago, and now I'm cheering for this mullet,
yeah.
dirty Sanchez looking guy because I feel bad that his girlfriend they cheated on Rio with broke up with him. Like it's gonna be very monstrous when this
Yeah.
happens.
It is. Definitely. It definitely is, man. All right, you guys, man. More wrestling we gonna get into. We're gonna flip it over to the AEW side for a minute though. Uh don't be like that. Don't be like that, man. We're gonna show love to
Oh
AEW a little bit,
man.
man. This past Sunday, actually, we gonna keep it. We just yeah. All right, this past Sunday, we had AEW Revolution, and we want to speak some
I'm ready to
positive
go,
about
man.
AEW Revolution, man, or just AEW in general. How you been like that, Warren, man? No AEW for you, man. No AEW. You boycotting
Felt like
AEW?
50 fucking matches, man. I swear. I hope Blackheart's watching this. I I'm
No, it
working
was though.
whatever. Like, bro, he wants me to do these prediction things. All right, cool. All right, he sent me about 10 slides already. I said, man, all right, this should be the fucking card. There was
Hmm.
5 more slides that he was sending me. I said, dude, how many matches this show got? I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like, is this an overseas show? Like, what is going on? Blackheart's like, yeah, bro, there's 15 matches on this card. I said, Jesus. And here we go. Um, I thought the pre-show, if they're gonna do these matches the way they're doing, I'm not. This is not a knock on AEW. You need to do 2 nights or something.
nah,
If
no,
anything, man,
no,
get the
hell no.
collision, get a little bit better because this Ring of Honor added in to the actual show. I think it's hurting the audience because, like I said, man, you want to watch a tennis match back and forth. You ain't trying to watch them hit this ball for an hour and almost 4 to 5 hours. I remember I was halfway. I remember I was doing something with the family. I was like, all right, I'm gonna tune into AEW. They weren't even into half of the show, and it was like almost 11 o'clock. I'm just
Okay.
sitting like, oh,
Yeah, one thing I agree definitely on you with, and
too freaking long.
WWE has been changing their formats at their
Yep,
PLEs to
four
five
matches,
matches. Five, yeah,
four.
four, yeah. But the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber been 4 matches because both of the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber matches are really an hour, so it's don't
They
no need to
give
add a.
they're giving them the
Yeah,
ultimate
yeah,
time
yeah.
limit for it.
So, yeah, they keep it a 5 match card, man, and it's entertaining from top to bottom. You ain't got fucking crazy ass matches on it. That's one thing about AEW. They pay per views. The matches be crazy as hell. They now they had the pay per views on Prime, and I was like, yo, this okay, cool. Can I watch
If
it?
you had
No,
no
you still
question,
had to
if
fucking
you had
buy it.
you had to pay
You
for
still
it.
had to
Yep,
buy it.
yep,
That's still like ESPN Plus. Like I wanted to
yep.
watch UFC and I gotta sign up for ESPN Plus, but I still gotta buy for the pay per view. Fuck no,
And
I'm
it
good.
ain't small
Yeah,
either. They
yeah.
didn't give you a discount if you were on Prime
Hell
either.
no, hell
They looked at me and said,
no.
that was the part that pissed me off. I'm like, dude, I'm spending already a certain amount for
Yes,
Amazon Prime. You're gonna make me pay an additional price of an average
because
pay-per-view price,
I feel
even
like
if you are a member.
they only making their monies. I feel like off of pay per views because like it's no
It
way in
damn
hell.
sure ain't on Dynamite, and it
W
damn sure ain't on Collision.
even
I'm saying it like it
TNA,
is.
even TNA can have a pay per view. It's on their app, and you don't have to like obviously pay for an additional price. Same thing obviously goes from WWE, but I'm pretty sure it's a big difference. You get Peacock, you're obviously going to be able to watch the premium live events or whatever like that. Like even Netflix for international, you're gonna get the premium live events. Don't mean you got to pay an additional price. So that was bull crap though. But one thing about the show,
Oh, let it
it
out.
was a
Let
it
it
was a
out. Let
it
it
was a
out.
decent show. 2 matches I really didn't get to see all the way through, and that was the MJF and Hangman and the what's his name? Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher matchup. But what I
Those were
did
the only two
see,
matches I like.
yeah,
No, no, I won't lie. I won't lie. All
I
of them
did,
before it, the whole world strikes me down. I like
yeah.
Tony Storm and Mariah
Tony
May.
Storm and
The
Mariah was really
glass was
nice.
not
Yes,
damn
yes,
needed.
yes. That
That
was that
glass
was.
spot. This is where I tell people all the time: less is effing more. They had the best storytelling that I've ever seen in AEW. I've already said it numerous times. The best feud that's ever happened in AEW, in my opinion, is still Cody Rhodes versus his brother. That match right there competed with it and beat it. I'll give it that. But the glass was not needed, guys. This is
Mm,
where we're needing to learn. We're not trying to kill everybody. Tony
mm,
Khan, you have got a sick interest, my friend. I
yeah.
don't know
And
what
then they
kind of
turned around and
fetish you
did.
got for women. You want women to go through tables. You want women to go through thumbtacks. You
They
want through all this weird stuff.
I I did not like it how they turned around and did the same thing for the steel cage match.
Oh,
I just thought it should just
Tony's
been a regular
head.
ass steel cage match
Did
and
you
just
see her
wrestle in it.
cut herself?
No, I didn't.
That
I
thing
didn't.
was that thing was deep. When I
Yeah,
said her cut, that thing was drenching down her face. She's like panicking, like, "Oh my god, I have not seen this much blood come down my face." That's
yeah.
where I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, damn, they as great cinema as this match was, that kind of got me to not want to watch it a little bit of
You
it at the
know
same
what? What
time.
what made me actually wanted to turn off the rest of the pay per view when they did that interview with the girl who
Oh dear God.
and she said she had the nerve, she had the audacity to say, yeah,
Yep.
shout out to all the wrestlers, man, who know that they're gonna win before they come out here and win. Like, what in the world? What type shit? Who told her to
I
say that?
got what she meant by that. I
I
got what
do,
she
but
meant
I
by
mean,
it.
come
It
on.
wasn't like it was hurting the business. That is a very groundbreaking thing. If anybody knows, when you go to a training school and stuff like that, that is like the most shocking thing to hear. But the way that they did it, the way Shivani gave her the main stage, So you're telling me if somebody hasn't tuned into the show all night, they go to this segment, they're clicking that bitch right back off.
No
There
bullshit.
ain't no way. There ain't no way you're sitting there showing representation of a woman playing in a film that's showing representation not only to women's wrestling, but to introduce an average crowd into pro wrestling, and she's supposed to be your anchor to get you to watch this. Yeah,
Yeah. Another thing, man. There was some other cool matches. Though. Obviously, Kenny Omega winning. I believe that was the International Championship. And then the main event. I don't want to speed fast, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that really much stuff to look forward to. But the main event, though, between Edge or Copeland taking on John Moxley, though. And man, fast forward towards the end, and the gasp that let out the gas that they let out the arena when the referee, I mean, like when it was initially happened though, like you had Christian Cage come out there who practically had AEW's first Money in the Bank contract. Let's be honest, it was sort of like a contract to cash in anytime you
I
want.
didn't like him
And,
having to sign it.
and
I did
Christian,
not.
yeah, that was. I mean, look, I just brushed it off, but the fact that they sort of held on to it and build him up as like, okay, he gonna cash. He came down, made it a triple threat match, and then he almost was about to win because me. I'm tired of John. Look, I haven't seen the AEW championship in forever.
That
So
is TK's
it's just been in a briefcase though. I haven't even seen the title at all. I at least want to see it. What it look like? Dude, is it still there? And no, like they almost had us though, where John Moxley is choking out Adam.
Ass bulldog choke,
And Christian, no. John Moxley is choking out Christian Cage, and Christian just almost put his arm over Adam.
Put his finger on edge.
And that would have been the moment the crowd would have went crazy though. Yep. But when he choked him out and the referee was like, "No, ring the bell," the whole crowd was like, "Oh, what the fuck!" Like you just heard it. Like it was just like,
I get it. I love wrestling. Wrestling gives you an emotional, but that shit was terrible.
It was.
I'm saying it now. I've never said a match with my boy Cope or Edge, whatever fucking thing we want to say right now. That was terrible for the end for Cope. That was terrible on the end for Christian. Christian was the hottest heel for that representation at that time. If there was one guy that deserved that title, was Christian. But obviously, we saw what was going to happen at the end. We got Will Ospreay. Everybody wants to talk about the Will Ospreay and Ricochet match. Cool, whatever. It was good, but that was not needed. That was the worst fucking main event I've seen in a long time. I'm saying it now. John Moxley is not a fucking main eventer. John Moxley does not need to be this champion. John Moxley is not carrying this company. He's not doing any benefit to this damn shit right now. John Moxley it's terrible to me. Is terrible.
What you think about the comment, Dev just
crazy when fans don't keep the same energy when it comes to women's wrestling. WWE fans and I misstep in their booking. Women deserve better. Bro. So you're telling me women's wrestling's so good on AEW, but I gotta watch them gash their damn skulls together just to get something out of it? Like,
exactly.
Come on, bro. Like, if we think about it, what happened to Thunder Rosa after she gave you a showcase of Britt Baker? Britt got stardom. What happened to Thunder Rosa?
No, almost. Almost.
A complete silence when it comes to lack of opportunities for AEW's women division. Bro, there's a lack of opportunities on a lot of things. And I think you can tell that it's just what the booker likes, and that's it. That's the problem I think AEW's got right now. They don't have order, and they don't have a thing that's like, hey, man, this could be an optimistic thing. Everything was freaking predictable in that show. That 50-hour show it felt like that day.
Yeah.
The only shock value I got out of that whole show was when MJF lost the Hangman, which they did a great job.
I think
They
so
did a
too.
great job together.
Another matchup that was actually cool too, that the Swerve in the Ricochet match, man. And I want to say one thing. I don't know if anybody agree with me though. I feel like Ricochet now he's has more personality than he do in AEW than he ever did in WWE. All he was in WWE was, oh I can flip, and I'm a flop. And now AEW, I feel like really the personality it really came from them really disliking Ricochet because he's corny, for real, for real. He's really corny, and obviously, I guess obviously the backlash from Samantha leaving WWE as well, But Ricochet, man, since he's been working with Swerve, I give him, he corny as hell, but I'm like,
He found a guy where they can boo him and not
yeah. So
kill what his credibility is.
yeah, so that was pretty alright though. But other than that, man, yeah, the show was just like, okay, man, like
And it's not the fact that the wrestling wasn't good, bro. It's
no
the
one cares
fact
about
that,
Cope anymore.
bro, I hate to say it too, and I always say I never talk bad about Edge. I'm sorry, I'm not saying Cope. That jump was, yeah. I felt, and the thing is, Cope, whatever we want to call him, he did a good match. It was a good match. It was the
Yeah.
fact that what they did for it. Like, there's good times to make where a heel can win and you make the crowd go home angry. This shit was terrible, though. It was badly planned on the finish. You're telling me Wheeler Yuta could make a big dynamic change for this show? But you got Christian that's been having people as his family for the longest time to win this paper. I'm not even saying a cash in anymore. It was a paper. I feel like everyone got their breath back if they were knocked out or something when Christian came out because he had to wait 5 to 6 minutes to sign the paper. I mean, that part was just like they're not
Man,
blown up anymore. Like,
it took that long.
I'm like, dog, you tell me how many times you do an autograph that took that long to sign this paper?
Damn.
I really think Christian was pissed about this storyline because he was like, I carried this thing. This is something that we're trying to introduce and stuff like that. And I lose? Like, really?
I'd be pissed too.
Like, you really said I'm losing? Oh, yeah, because John ain't putting you over. I think this is what really the reality is. Moxley is booking himself. Mercedes booking herself. Like, and this is what's really hurting them right now, man. Give some damn suspense feel. Like, that whole show, it felt like the person that was going to win was going to win. Like, it didn't have like that. And this is the thing that I really wish that they would take a knowledge of and pull a page out of a TV show, man. What makes a great superhero? You have to find a villain that can make that superhero get that compelling factor to be like, hey, I want him to stop him. Like, you got to get that back and forth. That's something that AEW struggles with when it comes to a babyface significance. If they don't have somebody to actually help them come back from it. If the greatest way I could explain this, man, that show that's going on right now on A&E with WWE, LFG,
Yeah.
it tells you the best thing. Like, what makes a great heel? A good baby face. What makes a good baby face? A great heel. You have to find this way for you to overcome the odds and stuff like that. You don't see that on AEW. They're great wrestlers, but I'm not sitting here trying to watch a circus to try to showcase wrestling. Like, and it's all the same every match. That's the problem I got. You got a 20 match card and nothing is different.
Nothing is
MJF
different.
and Hitman was storytelling. The only other match that was very storytelling was Mariah May and Toni Storm, because that's the only storytelling thing that I think AEW's done forever. Like, they done so much for that one. But they've really got to fix this. They got to.
Yeah, they do, man. They do. All right.
Death Riders is the worst faction I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, man. The pay-per-view was not all that great at all though. I gotta get to something though, but real fast before I roll on out of here. Of
Kyle
course,
and
we got to
Osprey
talk
was
about
good though. I'll speak on a positive thing on that. Kyle,
yeah,
Will Osprey actually got me to actually go, hey man, you could tell a story, and it's not just based off of flips and everything like that. You could
yeah.
tell there was a story between him and Kyle, and they did
Nah,
this. They used the steel cage as, hey, let's settle this feud.
yeah.
So I like
It
that part.
Yeah, I definitely did like that match too. I like the story that they tell it. Man, yeah, the AEW definitely got to do better than what they been doing lately. All right, you guys, before we wrap it up and hit on out of here, you guys, man, this past Monday night on Raw, WWE was of course
Come
live
on,
from
fanboy,
Madison
put your
Square.
one up. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead and put it
live
up.
from
Go ahead.
Madison Square Garden, man. And we seen a huge rematch from the Netflix premiere with Monday Night Raw, in the main event with Seth Rollins taking on CM Punk. And this past Monday night on Raw, we seen a steel cage match, man. And it was, yo, man, just off the rip. These guys was going at it. They was fucking each other up, slaps. I mean, it was brutal, man. Like, yeah,
It
you can
was
tell these
what it's
guys
for.
don't like each other not one bit, man. And CM Punk had the advantage most of the match. Like, he was GTS out the GTS, and Seth Rollins still in the GTS, and near fall out the near fall, and just the drama and anticipation behind this match was really top tier, man. And of course, one big prediction that I felt like was going to happen actually at Elimination Chamber that quietly did not happen though. But hey, it all played out, man. At the end of the steel cage match, now my predictions was Seth Rollins winning because CM Punk won the first one, so Seth Rollins he won the second one, and Seth Rollins won, but in a different fashion, man. Yeah, we saw YTC pop up, man, and the Garden definitely went crazy. Yes, Roman Reigns came back, man, and pulled Seth Rollins out of the steel cage match, and the look on Seth Rollins' face like he saw a fucking ghost, man, was like, oh my goodness, he's here back to get me, was hilarious, man. And Roman Reigns went in beating up Seth Rollins, man. I love the story. Like, either way they went with this, whether it's a triple threat or going with just Roman and Seth, is totally fine with me. Which I feel like now since what we saw too, when the camera panned over to the ring and you see Paul Heyman in the ring, like he's helping CM Punk. Now I feel like this is where the favor is going to come in hand with Paul Heyman. What it is, I don't know though, but it's more than likely going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania. More than likely it's going to be night one WrestleMania, and obviously John Cena and CM Punk is night two WrestleMania. But yo, how do you feel about this? Roman Reigns attacking both CM Punk and Seth Rollins, more than likely making this probably a triple threat match at WrestleMania.
But first, you gotta correct what you said before we get to that
All
question.
right, all right, all right.
Night
Please,
two
please.
is John Cena versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. All right,
All right,
y'all
all right,
stir
all
y'all's
right.
ones up. Y'all do that YTC. I'm gonna talk about my QB1, baby. That's the top baby face, the top guy in the company. We gotta get that right first. All right, the triple threat. First and foremost, this is what a steel cage match is for. It's to finally settle a grudge that nobody can be able to control. You put these guys into a cage. You can get a UFC audience to watch this match because it's crazy believable. It don't matter if it's what wrestling is. This is a believable thing to settle scores. Like you just said, CM Punk had an advantage a good bit of the match. Seth Rollins was stealing some of CM Punk's arsenal because they were showing a very big storytelling with this. Punk gave Rollins a gate to get into WWE. Like, if we really want to be real with this, like they were very close a long time ago. And to see what happened with this, obviously with Roman coming into the play, I can tell you this right now. I had a feeling he wasn't going to be involved in Elimination Chamber because, one, what we got at the end of Elimination Chamber, there wasn't enough to put it else to overcome that because they're not going to bring Roman in there and get overshadowed because of what happened after Elimination Chamber to my QB1. I'm just saying. It was
Okay,
good.
okay,
It
that
was
makes sense. I don't
But-
think he would have got overshadowed. Roman is a big
But-
star.
Roman's a big star, but bro, come on. John Cena turned heel. You've seen this on Sports Center. That's bigger than anything that's ever happened before in
You're right.
wrestling in this modern era. But with Roman Reigns right now, this is refreshing a storyline that's been in the build that you have been wanting. Shiz has been wanting. Brian's been wanting. I've been hearing it for y'all forever. Seth Rollins is the guy to go against Roman Reigns. Well, you're getting it finally, but we're going to twist it with it. And we're going to also put an emotional string with Paul Heyman's side because now Paul's boy, like you saw at the end of that steel cage match, was helping CM Punk up. Roman looked at them and looked at Paul and said, looked at him going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And went in there and dominated Punk. And seeing Paul's face says it all. I think the fact that when Paul does turn on Roman, this will give Roman a refresh button as a babyface. Him not being there all the time is actually helping his babyface mantra. Because if he's there all the time, we're going to be like, all right, Roman, we get it. We get it. Whenever suffering succotash is all ever going to happen again. But seeing what Paul gave to this story, bro, it's going to be a major twist. And this is what's going to make that WrestleMania-esque to this match. I feel bad for Jay. I feel bad for Jay.
I do feel bad,
I feel
Jay.
like
Yes.
this is about to be the main event.
Yeah, it is. It's
like
definitely
this
going to
is
be the
about
main
to be-
event. I do feel bad because
And
you
the
got like
favor
it,
is not the main event, and it's not the title.
just
CM Punk wants Paul Heyman back.
yeah, like real fast though. Come on. Real fast though. Like the matches that we have so far at WrestleMania. I don't have every graphic though, but we got Charlotte Flair taking on Tiffany Stratton. That's going to be amazing. Obviously, Jey Uso versus Gunther. More than likely, Solo versus Jacob Fatu. Randy Orton taking on Kevin Owens. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Rhea Ripley, Bianca, Io. Just so
We don't
many
know
different.
what's gonna happen with that. Yep.
Yeah, like, and I think every match so far and they build up towards it has been phenomenal. And I
Rumor
think
has the Intercontinental title match is gonna be in the ladder. That's gonna even be crazier right there. Like, bro, this thing is going to be insane.
yeah, and then
Vegas,
I think
I'm
and
jealous.
yeah, and man, I was hearing something for a minute. It was scaring me. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, yeah.
This thing of a dad right there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. What I was saying, yeah. Then Jey Uso and Gunther match, man, it's just building up off of the last couple of weeks. Has just been okay. Jey have a match or Gunther have a match. Jey comes down and try to save the day. Same thing that happened this past week. So I wanted them to actually intensify that story, but I know where they're going with it. Everybody doubting Jey Uso. Keep on, doing it. But the WrestleMania card is,
It's gonna be like that
yeah,
Kofi moment,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I don't feel bad. But I think Jay's match is going to be like, bro, this should went on last.
Yeah.
But bro, looking at this card right now, like,
Yeah,
this is going to be one of those
completely
shows
stacked.
you're not going to just get a 4 or 5 match on
Yeah.
the WrestleMania card. Night
But
1 and
seeing-
2, you going to get that 7 to 8 matches every night.
Yeah, and seeing Roman, because the crowd went crazy. I was like, yo, it got to be Roman, pull him out. And then he curb stomps Seth Rollins. I thought was amazing, though. And then, taking out CM Punk in the middle of the ring. And, yeah, man, like, that was a really cool moment to end Monday Night Raw. And I think the story that they could tell here is phenomenal, man, because the only thing that you don't have in the story is the only thing you don't have in this story basically is John Moxley. That's really it, John Moxley. Because back in 2013?
Don't ruin it.
Yeah, I know. But back in 2013, it was Roman, Seth, and John Moxley's part of the Shield, and you had CM Punk. and they was working together. Everybody thought the Shield was behind CM Punk and everything like that. And then fast forward these years later, and of course, John Moxley is not with WWE, but you still got Roman and Seth, and they are big top superstars now. You can really dive into that. Not only the story individually with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns is, boy, like you could definitely go into that. So yeah, this is definitely going to main event night one. Like even Rhea Ripley, Bianca, they can main event. They got potentially main event too. But hey man, look at, I'm thrilled with everything that's going down in wrestling. You guys, I have to dip out, man, and roll on out of here. Hate to cut the episode a little bit short, but yo, we've been talking our shit here on Commission Talk this week. Anything, man, you want to say before we go? Any last things, man? Any topics that maybe we forgot or whatever before we go? I think maybe I got 5 minutes or so.
I'd say, well, if you want to get real into it, you think this WrestleMania is going to top WrestleMania from last year? As great as, I'm sorry, last year's WrestleMania has got to be in one of the top 3 of the greatest WrestleManias of all time.
Yeah,
do you think it's going to top this one?
I think this has potential to top it, dog. Like, I mean, just look at some of the matches from last year into like this year. The women matches, though, you had Bayley taking on Io, and then you had Becky taking on Rhea, and now this year you had Charlotte taking on Tiffany Stratton, which I think that's going to be amazing, and then more than likely the Triple Threat Women Joan, that's going to be phenomenal. You look at both of the World Championship matches. You had Seth taking on Drew, which was going to be Seth versus Punk, but Punk got hurt, and obviously we seen a cash in with that, which really threw everything into a tailspin, and which was crazy. And I think with Jey Uso, which no one thought he would win the World Heavyweight Championship going into WrestleMania, after sort of having a bum match last year with his brother, which everybody thought it was be a little bit better, probably coming out with the World Heavyweight Championship is phenomenal, man. And how do you finish the story? You finished the story last year, and you come into this story, and you taking on a heel John Cena? Yo, like, this WrestleMania definitely has the potential. I think there's going to be a lot
of swerves with that match.
I think they're going to fucking keep it on.
The thing is, I think they're going to do something that's going to keep that rising.
And another thing, too, I think the reason why they decided to go live, obviously, I'm pretty sure the deal is to air Raw live. But another thing is, man, if they're going to keep this momentum going on, man, you do some crazy shit over in Brussels, Belgium, it's going to be out before it even come out. So it's going to be like everybody going to be bummed. So it's like,
the craziest thing is we're going to get John Cena on a Monday Night Raw at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We're not getting a John Cena on Monday Night Raw with Cody Rhodes, might I add, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. This is going to be crazy. Like you just said, Raw is going to be on a crazy time this week. They're doing it the smartest way. Because a lot of people complain Monday Night Raw is done before 11, right? Well, now you ain't got no excuse. One, kids are on spring break next week. The most ground-changing thing that happened to people, seeing John Cena turn heel, you're going to get John Cena turning heel when it's daylight around your area. That is going to be the most craziest thing. Netflix is going to crash on Monday because of how many people are about to watch Monday Night Raw. Yeah. I said it now.
It's going to be crazy, man.
You're seeing SportsCenter talk about this. You're seeing everyone talk about John Cena turning heel. You got Shannon Sharp talking about he wants to tag team with Cody Rhodes to take on John Cena. So, I mean, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah,
like you just said about this WrestleMania, this is a showcase for everyone. This ain't just we got 2 storylines that's going to be a big thing. This is a showcase for everyone. And I think this is going to be a phenomenal build, phenomenal show. I'm all for it. Like I said, I always use the reference. Take that seatbelt, click it in now. We on for the ride. On the road to
you're the Rock said. Shut your mouth, man. Enjoy the ride that we about to take you on to, man. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna have to be hard for them to top last year's WrestleMania, especially that last
Friday, y'all. WWE 2K25 is out
Hey,
Friday. Go
look.
get it.
For me, it's gonna be out in a couple of weeks though, so I'm gonna get it though. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be hopping on the top last year's WrestleMania, and the last comment we're gonna read here: the future CM Punk and The Rock can have face to face. Yeah, that'd be great. I know they planted something a couple of weeks ago when CM Punk called him a bald fraud though. So yeah, man, it's some stuff we got to look for. Yeah, John Cena, man, man, it's a lot. It's a lot to look forward to. Yo, we're gonna be live next Wednesday, 4 p.m. More than likely, man. On Buzzing with Marlo, back here for Commission Talk, man. Obviously, the 11:30 podcast. We got Beyond 11:30 tomorrow night, and of course, we're gonna be watching SmackDown. Probably we gonna be watching SmackDown this week, man. But you guys, man, I appreciate everyone tuning in. We gonna hit it over to Warren, man. Anything, man, you want to say before we go?
Man. Like I just said, man, 2K25 is out. WWE 2K25 is out on Friday. If you haven't got to get it right now, I highly recommend. It's a great game. It's not like any wrestling game that we've seen before. The My Island is phenomenal. Obviously, Buzzing with Marlo, guys, go and check the podcast out. We are gonna have some interviews back on next week. I know I've been kind of not having full on interviews anymore. It's just I'm trying to get on as much as I can. If I am off this weekend, we're gonna do a Buzzing with Gaming, so I'll do a game stream of WWE 2K25. But yeah, man,
Okay.
it's gonna be fun. Going to be fun. Oh yeah, before she hurts me, Mr. and Mrs. Marlowe will be out in April. So all that long overdue stuff. Y'all be careful with this. Y'all wanted this married couple. We'll see what happens.
All right, man. That's
Thought
what's
my
up.
dad ran is rough.
Yeah, I know.
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
there you
yeah. I'm
go.
trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to get out here with him because of course, man. I leave her for a minute. He give her a hard
That's
time.
right.
So yeah, it's crazy. That's what I was just saying too. Look, long day, long day. All right, man. Yo, that's it for Commission Talk, man. Talk Pro Wrestling episode this week of the podcast show. Make sure you definitely hit the like button down below, comment, share, follow, and subscribe to Buzzing with Marlo in here on the 11:30 podcast. Hit the notification bell so you will be notified, man. Until next time, you guys, man. Yo, it's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and my guy Warren Marlo. Yo, stay safe, stay blessed, give all the glory to God, man. Until next time, tell a friend, tell a friend. We out, man. Peace.